find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14.
What's going on, guys? Beasts and Dragons here, and welcome to round 6 of the Split Screen Championship, and we're here for the Chinese Grand Prix.
And as you can see on your screen right now, I have had an absolutely appalling qualifying, and I'm going to have to look to make up time in the race. Meanwhile, I guess that means for you that you're actually ahead of me finally in qualifying this season.
Finally! But meanwhile, I mean, back to you guys. Both Ferraris over 1 second slower than the Mercedes car, so you guys might have been like, you're really struggling at the moment, and you can only hope you can make it up in the race.
Well, let's get into the Chinese Grand Prix. So here we are, revving up to 5 red lights here for round 6.
And we are on the way in China, and we've got a pretty good getaway here, and we're challenging Bottas. We're looking to challenge Lewis Hamilton into turn 1. We're trying to run the outside, but we go really wide, and that allows Bottas back through.
Meanwhile, I'm going down the inside of Ocon and Ricciardo. There was slight contact, but I've managed to force him out of the way, and I'm now having a look at my teammate Sebastian Vettel.
A great start for you. You're from 10th to 6th. A really good start. Fernando Alonso will be proud of you. But meanwhile, we're going to get swarmed by Bottas and our teammate. We're going to go back down the inside of the flying fin. But we just about force our way through there.
Meanwhile, Vettel now looking to have a go. He looked for a gap there on the outside line, but he wasn't able to get ahead of Bottas as Hamilton is streaking away. Of course he's streaking away. Someone's got to stop him.
Well, it's up to us. We're the runner-up at the moment. We're going to try and catch
Oh my
Hamilton.
God!
And Daniel, the Renault there.
Ricciardo tried to dive bomb me there.
What the hell was Ricciardo doing?
He tried to dive bomb me there. I went slightly wide, but that was absolutely random there from the Honey Badger. And we can only hope he doesn't have severe damage.
Well, the last of the late breakers, Daniel Ricciardo, feeling very opportunistic and very punchy on this first lap of this Chinese Grand Prix. But Lewis Hamilton is streaking away.
Here I go on Alex Albon here. Get a pretty good exit through the last corner, and it should not be difficult from here. Down the inside into turn 1. He will back out slightly, and I am through into P5.
So Dragon's making a very solid recovery so far. He's into the top 5 now, and maybe could be seeing a good chance of a podium because Valtteri Bottas isn't looking too quick right now.
Meanwhile, in front of me, Sebastian Vettel, he was absolutely oversteering like crazy there on the exit there, turn 3. And look at that, he's still having wobbles. He's really struggling.
Yeah, so remember, the top 10 starting on the tyres they qualified on, and we can only actually go to lap 4 as we check the tyres. They're already like 30% more, so they're already, after only 1 and a bit laps, they're already feeling a bit second-hand right now.
I can only hope I don't accidentally pit on the same lap as Vettel again. And I'm really understeering here. The tyres are really wearing out very quickly, and that's definitely got another strategy element to this race.
Yeah, it does. So track position is pretty key. It's looking to be that way. As meanwhile, we're looking pretty decent on pace. We're looking to catch Lewis Hamilton and stop him from taking his 3rd win out of 6 races.
Oh my God. Well, it can't be worse in real life. I see how I go in Vettel. I think I'm too far back. Lap 3 of the Grand Prix, and I'm starting to lose touch of Vettel. It's not been a good lap, but now all I need is to be in his DRS, am I? We will find out. Otherwise, I'll be under a lot of pressure from Albon. So I'm just kind of hoping my teammate will be kind enough to help me here.
Yeah, so maybe there might have to be a bit of teamwork.
Nope,
going
never
on
mind. I'm in the DRS.
Well, there you go. And the question is, I don't think he was in the DRS of Valtteri Bottas. So you're going to gain a heap of time by just having DRS on this straight alone. So maybe you'll be sizing up your teammate by the time you get back on the main straight.
Well, I was maybe if I held the Urs button for a bit longer, I'd be able to have a go at Vettel, but nope, not this time.
Yeah, you're going to have to save us because you're only on 23%. Anyway, lap 4 of the Chinese Grand Prix. And Hamilton's still ahead. We're still trying to catch him in 2nd. And you're looking to have a go at your teammate into turn 1.
Well, break a bit early, then go straight to the inside. Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
No, it isn't!
Oh my God! Vettel, you could give me a bit more space. And now Albon is trying to get through. He made a bit of contact. And I'm now disorientated here. And I've been passed by Alex Albon. For God's sake, Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel causing even more problems for his teammate. I think that was a bit of payback from what happened in the US Grand Prix.
Absolutely, it was a dive, but he should have seen me there. I was all over his mirrors into turn 1. And now I've lost a heap of time. And I was nearly overtaken by Albon.
Yeah, Alex Albon once again. I mean, it's like you're getting pounced by opportunistic drivers who just see you struggling, Dragon.
Absolutely. Now Vettel's lost time, I have lost time, and Albon's now lost time. But luckily for me, I don't have damage, do I? No, not at this point in time, thankfully for me.
And that spin could have gone a lot worse for you, Dragons.
Indeed, I've just about saved it. I'm not Sebastian Vettel, I'm Charles Leclerc, so I'm just about able to save these spins. But I'm going to be under so much pressure from Alex Albon. When I'm coming towards the end of the lap, Albon was too far back, and I'm obviously way too far back from Vettel after what he did. But it's pit stop time, and, oh, it's not pit stop time. No one's in. So why is my pit thing telling me to pit? That'd be awkward if I was the only one to come into the pit lane.
That would be very awkward. Anyway, lap 5, and now it's pit stop time in China. I mean, the idea here is just to drag these tyres for as long as possible. I'm surprised Hamilton didn't take a chance in clean air and pit, but, you know, he is the driver in front, so he has first preference on when he pits.
What are the chances of the Mercedes drivers pitting on the same lap like me and Vettel? I think I'm stuck to the AI like normal strategy, so I'm sure Vettel is going to box this lap. So that means I'm just going to be prepared and do an extra lap. Now that I'm behind him, there's more of a chance that I won't pit in with him. Here we are on the back straight once again, and I'm still under a lot of pressure from Alex Albon. He's going to look to go to my outside line. He's going to try and breeze past, but I'm going to outbrake myself just to stay with the Thai driver. And we had to go really slowly into the hairpin, but I just about stay ahead of him.
Well, thank God for that one. You didn't make contact with my teammate because we did in Bahrain, and now we're in the pit for a set of medium tyres. You've stayed out.
Of course I've stayed out. I've seen Vettel is in the pits like a selfish idiot. So I'm having to do another lap on this stint, which is not ideal, but Albon's doing it too, and I do not want to lose out to him.
Anyway, meanwhile, we're in the pit lane. 2.6 seconds stop. It was a pretty good pit stop from the Red Bull team, and we are looking to make sure that we're not in traffic. Hamilton's behind a Haas, and we're behind a Williams.
So now I'm here under pressure from Alex Albon, but I'm not going to make it difficult, because I'm pitting this lap. So he's going to go through onto the inside line and back on the racing line. It's now up to the Ferrari team guys to try and get me a good pit stop.
So well, for you better be hoping that that doesn't cost you some valuable track position, because you guys are fighting for 5th place.
Well, I'm definitely trying to save ERS. I need ERS. I've been running low this entire race so far.
Well, there
into
you go.
the pits.
Got the notification. Albon's in the pit lane. You're in the pit lane, and you've gone through in there okay.
Yep, absolutely. It's always important to stay on the right speed limit. Meanwhile, Bottas, I don't think he got held up. I thought he did. Right, pit stop time. 2.7. I'm being held up. That's awful. That's absolutely horrible. I've ghosted with the Alfa Romeo, and I've lost even more time to Albon. So here we are on the back straight. I'm on the back straight. You're about to start lap 8 of the Grand Prix.
And we're looking to catch Lewis Hamilton. This lap has gone pretty well, and there you go.
What? That's it. There's the evidence that that was a brilliant lap for Max Verstappen.
There we go. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So we are looking pretty good on these medium tyres.
Oh,
Dragon
what the hell?
has just picked up a 3-second
I
penalty.
tried my best to avoid a penalty as well. But what's important is I'm right behind Alex Albon.
Well, can you get past Alex Albon? You're kind of... It's kind of how I felt all the way back in Bahrain. You know, I couldn't pass Alex Albon or you at all.
Well, this is all Vettel's fault. I would not be behind Albon if it wasn't for Sebastian Vettel closing the door so aggressively. I think we're meant to be teammates. I'm not sure about that. I'm not entirely sure. But I think we're in the same car. We should be helping each other.
Nah, he knows he's leading Ferrari. He wants to sabotage you as much as possible.
Yeah, that's probably it. And now he's going to get a better result on the back of it. He's going to be in P4. I think that'll be his best result of the season, ironically.
Yeah, I think so. Because Vettel hasn't had a great season so far, compared to you. At least you've won a Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Before the patch especially, the patch is really going to ruin us. So it was important that I'd get a win early in the season.
Yeah, it was. So it got you in the championship. I mean, at least you can say you got a win, Dragons.
Yeah, I can say I was near in the championship fight. I don't think I'm going to be there for long if I keep staying behind Alex Albon, though.
Yeah, and that 3-second penalty definitely won't help either. Meanwhile, Hamilton is starting to streak away from us in the lead of the Grand Prix. We are trying our best just to keep up with him.
Oh man, imagine if you could get more faster laps. That would be absolutely brilliant for your hopes to try and win this race. But what's also brilliant is that Bottas is behind you, and it might be a close fight between the two Mercedes this season.
Yeah, it is, because remember, if you remember Austria, Bottas took the lead of the Drivers' Championship after just winning the Austrian Grand Prix at our expense. So we're looking to bounce back from that by getting the W here in China.
It's definitely hard to forget. That was such a painful puncture for the Red Bull team, for the Austrian fans, and especially for you, Max Verstappen. So you're obviously looking to try and get payback for that. 13 of the Grand Prix, and my race has, well, gone as well as you thought it would go. I did the overcut, I got jumped by Albon, and I've just been behind him the entire time.
Well, meanwhile, Kevin Magnussen, you saw that parked car at the corner of your screen. Kevin Magnussen is out of the Chinese Grand Prix, and we have been putting on pressure on Lewis Hamilton for the last few laps. And is this the moment for Max Verstappen?
We can only hope.
We're running out of ERS. We've got DRS on Ridge McFlurry as well, but we can't get close enough to it.
Another thing for me is that I've got a 3-second penalty, as you must have saw. So it's not really much of an issue, as the cars behind are really holding each other up. So that's a plus for me. I can just chill back here in P6. But someone who will not be chilling is Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Is this the moment where we'll actually get a change in the lead?
So here we go, last lap of the Chinese Grand Prix. The gap is not even a second. Are we going to go for the same move Dragons went for earlier? Down the inside, we made contact with Hamilton. We made contact, we hold it on the outside line. And we hold it through on the outside. And we force our way into the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix.
Ironically, that's exactly what I did on F1 2012. And that's a brilliant overtake from Max Verstappen. And are we going to see you hold on? As you can see, the gap is so small between you and Hamilton, and the thing you need to do now is save as much ERS as you can.
Yeah, because Hamilton will be coming back at us on that long back straight as well. So finally, we've taken the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix after pursuing him for the entire race. And after...
That's exactly what I did on F1 2012.
Yeah, it is. Dates back to F1 2012 when Dragons did the same thing on Lewis Hamilton when he took the lead on the last lap of the Grand Prix.
Well, there's no doubt that my race has been far from par. But I'm actually really happy to see you in the lead. And now all you need to do is just hold off on this straight and the last few corners without getting any sort of penalty. And you will win the Chinese Grand Prix. But Hamilton is not going to be happy about that overtake at all.
No, he isn't. And Hamilton with DRS, he isn't close enough right now. All we need to do, we've got 2 corners to go. He's right at us there, at the end of the hairpin.
Could have gone for it there.
He could have, but somehow, after the despair in Austria, in China, we come through to win the Chinese Grand Prix. It's Max Verstappen back on top of the podium.
Oh my god, and by less than a second as well. It's a brilliant win for Max Verstappen. He's got himself back in the championship. Hamilton second, Bottas third. And I'm just going to come round for P6. I've had a very bog standard, boring race. But I don't care because I'm super happy to see that you've won the Chinese Grand Prix.
There you go, Max Verstappen back on top of the podium in the Chinese Grand Prix. He actually looks happier than Lewis Hamilton when he's ever lifted the trophy. And the champagne will be tasting very sweet back at the Red Bull factory.
Well, I'm sure Hamilton has just got a fake smile on his face here. He has to remain professional, but Max Verstappen wins in China, and what a way to win it. So those are your final race results, and well, isn't it funny that I did a quicker lap than Vettel? Someone give me an additional point for beating my teammate's fastest lap. I should have finished ahead of him here. But the main focus is, you won that race by less than a second.
So we were in the lead of the Grand Prix when it really mattered. On the last lap of the Grand Prix, we steal the victory from Lewis Hamilton, and we got the fastest lap as well. So 26 points for Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton just misses out in second. Valtteri Bottas was really gaining on us in the end, and he ended up running up the podium. Vettel on a very lonely fourth. Alex Albon, well, we was able to beat you, Dragons. He comes fifth. You were sixth.
And I'm gonna sugarcoat this completely because it could have been worse. I could have been under pressure by the Reynolds and the McLaren and Lance Stroll. So it could have been worse. I'm gonna completely sugarcoat the fact that I lost to Alex Albon. I'm pretty happy with P6. Especially after everything I went through in the race.
Yeah, so Daniel Ricciardo 7th, Ocon 8th, Sainz 9th, and my favourite driver, Lance Stroll, completes the top 10.
Yeah, indeed, your favourite driver.
And there you go.
Obviously, the one and only retirement was Kevin Magnussen. K-Mag, with some sort of issue with his car, I'm guessing. It was definitely disappointing for him.
Torrid day for Haas. They only ended up 18th with Roman Grosjean. Not even beating George Russell. So he's really, like, dragging that Williams even to beat the Haas cars.
Especially by a good 4 seconds as well.
So Haas have definitely got work to do, but that is the end of the episode. Feel free to like, comment, follow, subscribe for more F1 2020 content coming your way. And, well, we'll see you later. Goodbye.